Oh, welcome back. Today, or well, no, maybe not today, but we are hopefully going to finish this tank in this video and put it in, hook it all up, see if it runs better, and then we'll be able to move it in and out of the garage because we have derby cars. We got like, I don't know, 3 weeks and some days to finish one, and then add another week to finish 2 more if we're able to run it. But today, what I'm going to do, if you want to come over here, bro? I've got one hole drilled. I'm going to drill the other hole. I do got to go a little bit bigger. But I'm going to cut this in half, put it in there and weld it. And then when it pops out, it'll be like that. There'll be another one. I'm going to put little nipples, I can't think of what they're called. I can't even think of what they're called, but I'll slide a piece of clear hose over that. And I'll be able to be a little fuel gauge. After I do that, I'm going to weld the inside of each one of them. And then I will start tacking the top of the tank on. And then we'll have to weld the tank up solid. I'll grind all this down, put my angle for my legs. I'm going to put a little bit of angle here and there to hold it. And then we're going to weld it all up. And it should be done after that. We're going to make sure it's not leaking. I do have, when this is sitting on there, I knew it was going to happen, but I do have to shorten this tube and this tube to sit this all the way down in there, because I really don't want it sitting all the way on the floor anyways. I tell them what kind of mess we'll clean up or pick up, all that, and what we haven't already picked up or the other tank did. Jesus. But yeah, that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to cut this in half, drill those holes, get it where it'll sit in there, and I'll be right back with you and I'll show you what it looks like. So I got the hose drilled. It'll go through about like this. So I'm going to stick it in there and weld it and show you what it looks like when I'm done. Alright, that's what it'll look like. Got it all, wow. Got it all welded up, Randy. The other one, got them welded on the inside. I just need my 2 fittings and the hose. Now we can start messing with the top of this tank and see what it's going to be like. If you look at it real close before somebody says something, well, never mind. I thought I offset them off because I was wanting to run it at a little slight angle, just to hear people say, "Oh, you drilled it crooked," but I didn't get it as off as I thought I did. It's a little bit off, but not as noticeable as I thought it was going to be. I don't know, I like doing stuff different. I've actually thought about doing it. Wow. I actually thought about doing it over here and running the fuel line that way, but figured I'd run it like that. But I am going to let all this cool. Inside of that needs cleaned, and we can start tacking the top of the tank on it. But I will get right back when we start doing that. We actually need to get that done, get that in there, test it, we can get it out. I messed with the minivan yesterday and every motor mount in it is broke. So we need to do that. Need to get the metric car going, and we are going to start working on the caddy this weekend. So the next couple videos I'll be doing a little bit to the Blazer and then finishing up some derby car stuff. Getting ready, I think we have October 5th caddy in the minivan, and then I think September 28th is the metric car. But I mean, it's not a whole lot of work. It's just getting done and getting all the parts. That's gonna be the biggest problem, is getting all the parts we need in a timely manner and all that. But whenever we start setting up to tack the tank up, we'll get right back with you. All right, we have finally got it all. I blew it out, and I actually forgot to start recording, but I started tacking. We're gonna tack, weld a little bit, tack. We're actually gonna tack it around all the way around, make sure everything matches up good, and then I'm gonna weld it solid up. We're gonna have to tack and then grind a couple spots, make it look right, but it's gonna be nowhere near perfect, but hopefully it holds fuel. That's all that matters. But I'll start tacking this all up, and I'll show you what it looks like before I weld it completely up. Gone all the way around it. And tacked it down. Now I'm going to take a grinder, kind of clean this edge up and this edge, and I think I'm ready to weld. So I'll clean that up real quick and show you what it looks like right before I weld it. Alright, pretty well just ran around it, half-ass smoothed it up, but then now I'm ready to start welding it solid. Just ran around it, ground it down just a little bit, knocked the rough off from the plasma cutter. But I'm gonna start welding up solid, and hopefully I get enough time to finish it today, and then I'll show you what else I'm gonna do to it before I actually put it in. Alright, well, got it all welded out. Now Bailey is going to grind these all down, and we're going to try to check and see if we can find any pinholes or any spots that need re-welded. I don't know, some of it's, I'm not worried about anything breaking, because it's penetrated good and welded good, but I've never done anything where it had to be airtight. So we're going to try to catch as much as we can, and then I guess if we don't catch it and it has a little pinhole, we'll try to seal it up with something. But he will grind that out, and I'm going to cut some legs, and we'll be right back with you. Alright, Bailey's still grinding, but I just wanted to show you I cut these. He's got the fourth one. These are going to be legs. They're going to go on each corner, and I cut them an inch longer than the tank, so it'll hold the tank an inch up off the ground. So those are the legs, and then I made these like on top of the tank toward one side, and then lined up right across from it on the other side of the tank, and then say there'll be one here. Let me move it. And there'll be one there, and I'm going to weld them, and then I'll weld one on the short sides of it too. That'll be the top of the tank. That's just so gives it a little extra support, which I don't know if it absolutely needs it, but it does give it a little extra support. But if I ever had to ratchet strap the tank down, throw the ratchet straps over these, and I wouldn't have no sharp edges. And then if I needed to throw it that way, I could throw it that way. But still grinding the tank. We did end up finding one little crack. I don't know if it was ground a little deep or what, but there is one spot that needs welded back up. But Where's this other untraffic? Oh. Slowly getting there. But get right back with you. We have it all ground now. But we did come up with, I think it was just actually ground too deep, but it showed a crack, so we re-weld that. And then, where's that crack? I thought this one was cracked, or maybe it's just way too deep. We're gonna weld that one. Then there's one more with an arrow somewhere. Oh, right here. I'm gonna go over it, but I don't see the crack, but Bailey said he did. I'm gonna go over just to be safe. But I'll go over that real quick and I'll be right back with you. All right, we've officially built our first tank. I got the legs on it. I'm not completely done. I need to put something at the bottom. I need to put a leg. I need to find a way to mount it down. I think I'm gonna do something off the legs or something. But I got these for if I ratchet strap it where it'll come across. This, got the gas cap. I gotta do that still. But got all the legs on it. It's all welded up. We need to, I might just put a cap on these for now until I get the rest of the stuff. And I need to put fuel in it, see if it's gonna leak. But I need to do the fuel pump. So we gotta shorten the two pipes on the fuel pump. And then I think I'm just gonna drill some hose. Maybe. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that yet. I don't know. I gotta find a way to do that. How I'm gonna hold it down, but I'm just gonna make a gasket. I got some cork gasket. I'm just gonna make a gasket and put it down in there. But as of right now, it's done. We need to do the fuel pump, find a way to plug that, and then I want to sit it in the truck, start it up, see how good the Blazer, if it runs better, and then pull the Blazer out so we can start on some derby cars. But right now, I'm going to, I guess I'm going to do the fuel pump. I'm going to shorten it. And quick question, leave it in the comments or whatever. Would y'all rather see this left like this and just clear coated, or paint it? Well, when we upload this video, we'll give you a couple days if anybody wants to say anything, which one to do, then just comment it there. If nobody says anything, then probably let one of the kids decide. But, all right, what I'm gonna do with the fuel pump, I'm gonna unhook this rubber hose, cut it up here, slide it up there. And this one, I think it's the return, so I'm just gonna cut it, just leave it off. But I'll do that real quick. Try to get the measurements on how short I need it, all that, and I will get right back with you, hopefully with it sitting in there where it should be, and then we'll just figure out how to mount it and go from there. I'll be right back. All right, so I just cut this off right there. It should be fine where it's at. And then I shortened that up, and it actually just barely stays off the floor. But it sits all the way down in there now. Probably gonna have the hoses pointed like that, come up through here and hook in, and then I'll have to run my wires through that and re-silicone it. But now I kind of just want to run self-tapping screws through it, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I'd like to try to find a way to put a bolt nut on it and be done with it, but it's kind of hard to get to the backside. But I got that done. I'm actually gonna go and pick up the front clip for the metric car. So we're gonna take a short break on this and come back and probably clean that all up. Might hit that with a little paint and try to get some wires and see if I can get this thing to start maybe. Need to check, make sure it's not leaking too. I'll decide what I'm actually going to do when I get back, but right now I'm going to go ahead and grab that clip and get right back with you. All right, back another day. Got kind of busy yesterday evening after running and getting stuff, but I showed you how all that's shortened. I got some, it might still be in the wife's car, but I've got some, it's called Goop. I'm going to try it. And then I think I'm just going to run self-taps down in it. I still haven't gotten none of those. But today we are going to wire this up. We are going to clean out the tank, or stick the vacuum down in there, see if we can clean it out a little bit. We're going to try to see what we can do here. Plug this off somehow or another just to put fuel in it and see what it does. And kind of got ahead of myself. But on the bottom, where's that? Bottom down here, I'm going to weld like a little square, little thin plate and drill a hole. And each 4 legs, that's going to be my mounting points to mount it down. So that's what I'm actually going to do now. It's spare metal from what was left over to the tank. I'm just going to cut some squares out, drill them, and then I'll flip the tank over and I'll weld that up, and then probably shop vac it out and try to find a way to plug this. If I can't find it, the stuff around here to do it, I'll have to get it tomorrow with the self-taps. But I think that's about what we're going to do. Hopefully finish up the video, hopefully have the tank finished, or at least have it where we know it's going to work. Might have some final touches, something that'd be just boring to see. Be like putting the tubes in. We'll eventually show you what it looks like when it's all done and completed. I think Chelsea's actually going to make a decal for it, put back here somewhere. And then we'll see what you all decide on the paint or not paint or clear coat or whatnot. But if not, Chelsea and the kids have done said paint it. So, but I'll get those hoses drilled and get that cut out. We'll get that welded on, and then it's clean the tank and start putting the fuel pump in, find a way to plug that. But we will be right back with you. Alright, so made me some little tabs, drilled some holes in them. Now I can mount all 4 corners down. So welding wise, besides if it leaks, well, if it leaks, I don't know what we're gonna do if it leaks, but hopefully it doesn't leak. But this fitting and the pump and this tank should be done. I did go and get some self-tapping screws. I'll try these, see if they work. There we go, little self-tappers. But I was thinking, because this Goop stuff, and then a gasket, and then this actually has a little rubber piece up there, like to seal. I was thinking, I don't know how good this will ground, so I might run the ground wire and the hot wire through it, tie them all in. But that is the next thing I'm going to start working on. I got some butt connectors and some heat shrink. I'm going to heat shrink it, put it up real good. I don't know how the fuel doesn't affect them, but I don't know. I'm gonna try to tape it up real good and heat shrink it and keep a lot of the fuel away from it, I guess. But we will do that and get right back with you. Alright, so we're finally gonna finish this thing. I've got the pump in, got some of that goop. I don't know how well it's gonna work. We're gonna try it. Got the line hooked up, wired it all up, put some of that goop down in there, and probably put some more down in it. Put some gas in it, but I didn't put enough because as long as this thing is, it's going to take a while to get to where the fuel pump is because I put it probably an inch off the ground so it just wouldn't suck up trash. But I got those plugged for now until I get the screen, but I do have it hooked up, battery hooked up, and we should be ready to try this thing. I'm gonna go get the wife and see if she'll record it while we try to start it. That way if something explodes, it's released on film. But I'll be right back and we'll try to start this thing, see how it runs, see how it acts. Alright, so we got a battery. Hope it's not dead. I know it'll power the fuel pump. Hopefully I don't have the fuel pump hooked up backwards, but well. The battery's pretty well about dead, so we're gonna try one more thing. Alright, so we put a different battery in it. Now let's see what we got. I think that's working. Alright, so our main purpose, the pump, it works, but still don't run too good. So we'll have to address that. But what we actually plan to do was get a tank and get it working, which it could be running out of gas too because I didn't put a whole lot in it, and it like I said, I had to cock it up to even get it, which the truck's leaning, so. But the tank is officially done and wired up. We ended up, I put just a little bit of paint on it just in case. We decided to paint the whole thing right here. But yeah, I need to let that harden. And I need to put a bunch of fuel in here, make sure it's not leaking or nothing. And then in a future video, we will try tackling. I'm going to run the return. I don't know if That's possible to be some of the problem, but the return fuel line is right there and it's just pinched off. So we're actually going to run the return back to the pump, make it where it's a functioning vehicle, and hopefully get it running better. Because I won't bore you with mounting that down and routing our fuel lines and routing our wires. This was basically just to test the tank and the pump, see if everything works so far, which I don't have a whole lot of fuel in it. I got to put the sight glass in it, but I won't bore you with that. And I'll do the wiring, do that, and stick the body bolts in it. But this is just about it for this video. Our next video is going to be getting on some derby cars. Got the van to replace. I actually got a Escort too. I just got to put I got to try to get it running. I think it's something to do with the starter. Well, I think that's the first issue. I don't know if there's more after that, but got a little Escort. Gonna try to take the starter off of it. It's actually it might end up turning into be like a will it run deal, but I'm gonna pull the starter off that. The van's got motor mounts. The motor's just sitting on the cross member. It's in bad shape. I don't know if we're actually gonna fix it. It's gonna be a lot of work. And then get the caddy around here. And there might be some change of plans with this car. But we're gonna start working on it. We're still gonna run it soon, so we need to get on it. Show you how I'm gonna fix the frame, or it's either gonna be fix the frame or rehorn. I picked up another clip the other day, but we might just fix the frame. But if you look up in there, it's in bad shape. It's bent pretty good. But that'll be, the next couple of videos will be on that. And then we'll have a couple out of running a couple heats in the derbies. Maybe a couple nights of the derbies, I don't know. We're supposed to go to Kings of Bluegrass. Still plan to go, but plans might change. I don't know. Kind of hard to go somewhere when you can go, or go a little over an hour away, maybe an hour and a half, when you can go right down the road. So I'm not sure what we're going to do on that, but this will be the end of this video. We're actually probably going to get this turned around sideways and get it pulled out of here maybe next couple days. Supposed to be some rain finally coming, but we will, if you like what you see, like, subscribe. Tank kind of took me longer than I wanted it to. Plus I don't know, certain points you just lose motivation and are always busy. So took some time just to relax and slowly worked on the tank, but we will, I guess we'll catch you on the next one. You like what you see, like, subscribe, and there'll be more Blazer work to come. Thank you.